This is a form of commentary that is meant to bring out criticisms of a person or channel's actions with factual evidence that is backed up with functionality of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, Fair Use Law, and YouTube's community guidelines against spam, scams, and deceptive content. In no way that this is meant to be legal advice to anyone that has been harmed, nor is this video targeted harassment, as it is meant to point out the malicious actions of the individual. I disavow any actions of violence and threats of harm onto anyone involved.
Hey Henry.
Yes, Gus?
Did you know that Hell of a Boss episode 4 just came out?
What?
You were called out many times by giant gentlemen to stop. Now the voice of the community shall be coming after you instead. Greetings, sinners. I am Radio Hazbin, and welcome to the first episode of the Hall of Heretics. There would have been more viable candidates for this video, which I can name up until October, but instead I thought why not go for one that's been causing more harm within the community than good. It's mainly a channel that I'm currently going to surpass very soon, since now I've hit 10,000, and hopefully I should hit the next round hopefully very soon when I get to it, standing at 12.2k thousand subscribers from the United States, the Vivziepop Club YouTube channel. As you can see from the lightest to lightest ratio on the videos, yeah, this channel has gotten into some hot water with the community, along with the sharks are now definitely coming out. The sole purpose of this channel is to mislead the Hazbin and Hell of a community with clickbait videos of Hazbin Hotel 1, 2, 3, and 4, as we don't know what A24 is going to be doing with Hazbin at this moment in time, along with Hell of a Boss episode 4, when episode 3 only came out recently. The fuck? Many folks have expressed annoyance on Twitter about this channel as they uploaded episode 4 with the intent to mislead audiences. This can be the one that broke the camel's back, as it were, so now I'm here talking about them with giving my legit criticism, talking about the legal precautions that can be brought onto them, not just from Vivienne herself or Screamwave for that matter, but also fan emulators and also comic dubbers. The definition of fair use, along with 4 factors to see if the channel abides by it in any way. Then we move on to the YouTube community guidelines on spam, scams, and deceptive content. Finally, I'll be going through how the channel has affected the community with its malicious practices and why it should be gone, as it is messing with the YouTube algorithm and maybe causing financial harm to Vivienne Medrano. Without further ado, let us descend down into the Hall of Heretics on the Vivziepop Club. It is quite obvious that this channel is breaking sections of copyright law by not just Vivienne using her animations as seen in episode 4, as they put the introduction of episode 3, until Verostica Mayday comes onto the screen, and also the same thing happened with their episode 3 with episode 2. But also comic dubbers such as Hazbin Fanworks, Animated Mal, Hazbin Madness of all people, Robocard LC, Ironic Lau, Samurai Ames, Hal Luna, a TikToker, Riggs, Flipper Clip, Tui Tunes, Webkinder, Tomska, Astrali, Frosted Bricks, Max TP, etc. I've looked at the Hell of a Boss episode that is currently episode 3, and it used roughly about 40 seconds of Hell of a Boss episode 2, mashed up together, but was still able to give us the context of the previous episode. This is technically copyright infringement and will not fall under the 4 factors of fair use. You're probably wondering, what does DMCA mean? In 1998, Congress passed the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which amended US copyright law to address the important parts of a relationship between copyright and the internet. The 3 main updates were establishing protections on online service providers in certain situations if their users engage in copyright infringement, including by creating the notice and takedown system, which allows copyright owners to inform online service providers about infringing materials so it can be taken down. Encouraging copyright owners to give greater access to their works in digital formats by providing them the legal protections against unauthorized access to their works, and making it unlawful to provide false copyright management information or to remove or alter that type of information in certain circumstances. With YouTube, this technically comes under Section 512, which is known as Safe Harbor or the Online Copyright Infringement Liability Limitation Act, and the notice and takedown system that we currently have to this day as the copyright system that can be filed by bots, MCMs, and manually by the owners, as it can be morally justified or it can be used maliciously for either money or to silence criticism. This is where fair use comes into play. As long as the video is transformative in nature while looking at their videos, no. They are direct rips with little to no transformation of the work, meaning to comment, criticize, or parody. This mainly comes in 4 factors, which are purpose and character of use, nature of the copyrighted work, amount substantially of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole, effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Now, let's use these factors on the channel as a whole to determine if it can fall for fair use, starting off with purpose and character of use. In a court of law, the work must be transformed with a greater purpose to by comment, criticism, and parody, change the word or to add something new to it. Skimming through the videos, it doesn't look like they've changed the works in the slightest, but matches up random content from various artists, comic dubbers, and animators to make a feature-length episode, which can be between roughly 17 to 24 minutes long. This fails the first factor. Moving on to factor 2, nature of the copyrighted work, it automatically fails that regardless, as episode 3 and 4 of the Heretics Vivziepop episodes uses up to 40 seconds of Vivzi's show in episodes 2 and 3, along with ripping of the artist's work when some really ask for permission for their work to be used, along with channels using their permission for it to be re-uploaded, though this rarely happens in some cases. On to the third factor, the amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. This is where both quality and quantity of the copyrighted material is used. As stated, they used roughly about 40 seconds of episodes 2 and 3 of the official Hazbin Hotel to introduce the next video, though it should have been detected to be the bot, or basically the MCN being Screenwave. Whereas my video Blitzer Goes Armor, which was that did get copyrighted, it's technically considered a parody piece as I am transforming it in the name of comedy. Aligned with the massive rip from Hazbin fan works Corey Wilder, who was one of the voice actors there known for Angel Dust, his entire comedy he did with Hazbin Madness was basically ripped from him, basically from start to finish for this episode 4, without permission nor transforming the work. Thus, it fails the third factor. Finally, onto the final factor, the effect of use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. This ungratefully harms the market, as episode 4 hasn't even come out till either later this month or early March, as it is a widespread issue along with the comic dubbers and animators, etc. Ripping up the works and re-uploading them with no ads and monetization, giving folks free content without seeing an ad unless it's episode 3 because that had gotten claimed. Basically, in retrospect of these comic dubbers and of course with artists of the animators that actually do stuff online like this, they need money. And with someone basically ripping it off and claiming it as their own and basically letting people see it for free without basically giving the person watch time, this is definitely an ungrateful issue for any one of our albums. By conclusion, this channel does not fall under fair use, as it is causing harm to the community, along with Vivienne herself with its practices of copyright upon comic dubbers and animators under the misleading title, tags, and thumbnail. Tying the last statement with this channel, it is currently violated community guidelines on spam, scams, and deceptive content. More on the latter than the former, not just the copyright guidelines, they are also infringing on YouTube. The deceptive content, it will be misleading metadata or thumbnails using title, thumbnails, and description or tags to trick users into believing the content is something that it is not. Going further into the subject, it shows a small description of what is not allowed on YouTube. Let's see if this channel violates this guideline. 1. Placing excessive tags in the video description, tag stuffing, rather than placing them in the tags upon upload? Check. 2. A thumbnail with a picture of a popular celebrity, or episode in this case, that has nothing to do with the content? Check. 3. Using title, thumbnails, description, or tags to trick users into believing the content is something that there is not, especially when there is a serious risk of egregious world harm? Check, as it is causing harm to the community and newcomers that are slowly coming into the fandom. Obviously, the reception of this channel for the past 1 to 2 months has not been very welcome into the community. It is breaking community guidelines and copyright law, damaging the community to a point where it has become ridiculous and downright pathetic. This channel only has 2 options at this moment in time. 1. Rebrand into something new and then remove the infringing content to prevent further harm to the community and themselves for violating the copyright system, and again also from basically not getting caught by YouTube and more. And again, they will not be allowed to actually have an account, because once they're gone, they are gone, especially when they violate community guidelines. 2. Do nothing and get taken down with the rightful use of the copyright system, along with reports of the misleading metadata and thumbnails. Again, even though technically because basically everything requires a 3-strike system. Once they're gone, they're gone. That's it. You only get 1 shot out of everything. 1 shot out of 3 strikes. In conclusion, this channel has tarnished the Vivziepop branding from Vivienne and A24 by making compilations of infringing works and making them into episodes that do not exist, and misleading tags for anyone that's new to the fandom, and basically affecting the community outrageously. Though the community has responded in kind in their comment section and in their like to dislike ratio, they have ignored it and continue to mislead the masses until the official episodes are out, ripping the thumbnail to replace the old one, which they did for episode 3. However, the old one could still be found at the end of their video. The community outcry is morally justified on the grounds of the savage in this video. If you like this content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and share this video. Special thanks to my Patreon, Kate Artemis and Dachkan, along with my Discord booster, Picturesque. Links to my Patreon and Discord are in the description, where I do communicate more often with my bundle of the community. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is Radio Hazbin tuning out for now. Bye bye.